Welcome everyone, Farmer Cop here. This is going to be episode 66 of No Man's Land. I brought you guys back in sooner than I thought I would, only because we kind of run into a predicament. So we did do a nice grass harvest off of here, harvested soy off of here, and I've been liming it. This one's limed. This one's been already limed, plowed, and stones picked. This one obviously will need stones picked and or plowed, stones picked, and limed as well. And then this one obviously I fertilized because there's grass on it. So everything's going really smoothly, except we have one issue. This guy is 97%, so 48,000 liters in there. And then our little tiny silo here has 195,000 liters in it. Well, its capacity is 200,000 liters. So we are officially pretty much... Who's done with their work? Who's done? You both are working? Why are you done with your work? Because you're lazy. Let's get you back working. So I think we're going to have to invest in a silo. Which just kind of is what it is at this point. Because I don't want to sell the soy yet. I don't want to sell the extra soy right now because we're going to get like half of what we'd get if we sold it at a good time. So let's just pull this off of the field for now. Theoretically, because I need to go move that trailer. Because I do want to put the silo complex, I think, right in here. I don't know how that's going to look yet. Let's just disconnect that there. Let's go move that step deck. But I figured you guys would probably want to be in for... that process. All right. Get this guy out of the way. Beautiful. This could be potentially could be upgraded to like a gravel road as well. But let's get this guy out of the way just to start. And then I actually want to grab... Every time this loads in, it like strangely makes the tractor do weird things. I don't know why. That's why I'm almost scared to park it in a shed. I don't know if it's the planter or the tractor. That could be an experiment too. If it's the tractor, I probably would just get rid of the tractor at some point to make sure that doesn't happen. But for now, that basically has to get parked outside because it does weird things. But don't know what it is. So maybe we can leave the tractor hooked up to this planter and see if this planter does fine. That'd be a good experiment to run there. Yeah, I'll park that guy. I can turn him off as well. There we go. Okay, so you're almost full. How are you doing? We probably should get you unloaded real quick. You're going to start turning before I get there, so I don't have to wait for you to turn all the way around, which is going to take a minute. So, yeah, that's a start. In terms of what... I actually should have probably looked at this beforehand, but I don't know what silo we're going to grab. We could get like a cheaper one, like one of these guys, but I feel like it's just a little cheaty. I could just put down another one of these. That's a little less cheaty because that one doesn't look great. But I don't want to just put a band-aid on the problem. I'd like to actually fix it and get like a legit silo. That's just going to be a hayloft, which is it's pretty cool, but no, that's not great looking. Potato silo, interesting. Assume that's just going to do potatoes. Old silos. This one's not bad, actually. I kind of like that one. 2 million liters. We could come back to that one. Because we can always do... That's a massive multi-fruit silo for... Wow, that one's almost a little too cheaty. That guy's full. We'll get him emptied in a second. Stone silo. I think we might go for that older silo. I think that's just a good mix. 500,000. No. Consumables. What is this one? That's pallets. Small silo. Small harvesting silo. Large. That's a massive silo. 50 million liters. This one. I do like the look of that one. 20 million liters for that size. We could go that one. I'm kind of leaning that one now. Only 50 grand is not too bad. But I kind of like the concept of like having like a silo complex or something that looks kind of like that. That looks kind of nifty. I like that that unloads actually on both sides. Now that is 120,000 is a little too much. How would that look like just in seeing it around? That's not too bad. We're getting into like the base game stuff. That's a large multi-fruit silo. 2 million liters. Multi-fruit. I don't necessarily need it to be a multi-fruit. Well, it would be helpful actually for putting our carrots down. 503. How much was that one? 198. For 2 million liters, 198. That seems pretty reasonable price-wise. So I could do that one. We could also, just for now, I think what we'll do. I know I said I didn't really want to put a band-aid on it. That's a decent price for what that is too. God, that's a really good deal. And I like the look of that one too, actually. I was thinking we could do the Silo Old. Where is that guy at? Yeah, that's not too bad either. Yeah, I think we'll go with 50 grand. Yeah, I think that's. I mean, we just won't use that full capacity. That's a little much, but it is multi-fruit as well, which is kind of nice. But yes, I think we just place that like right. I think right there. I think that looks great. Obviously, we want to do some landscaping. I want to probably just do gravel over to it. Maybe have that just go out that way. That could be a little wider there. And then this can also be a little bit wider. And then this way, I don't necessarily know where this is going to run out this way, but for now, we will just connect it to this. That'll be just simple enough for now. And over here, just to kind of clean this up. Nope, that's not what I wanted to do. Kind of clean this up a little bit. There. Okay, I like that. Nice little silo. So yeah, I just figured you guys should probably be here if I'm doing some sort of upgrade on the farm like that. But that's what I got for starters. This episode, no idea what our goals are, but we built a silo, so that's something. Anyhow, I'll see you guys later on. Things are going quite well. We are selling stuff, getting stuff done. So a few things. I'm just slowly filling this guy up with water. Our productions, we finished producing all the barley flour. There's a little bit that's going to sell in here. And then after that, I'm going to sell that facility off, which I'm just going to zoom over there real quick. I don't think we're going to get a lot for it. So again, we're trying to kind of clear this zone out a little bit, but yeah, we're not going to need a lot. So we'll get a little bit in a little bit. I did sell off this silo since we don't need it anymore. We got $0 for it. Shocker. This I actually think I'm going to sell off too. We just don't need it. Hoping it. Okay, good. Yeah, it was in there like that. That's perfect. Yeah, we just don't need it. We don't get water over here that we need to get. We can always place more down if we need to. So, yeah, just wanted to get rid of that. I also bought 50,000 liters of lime for about 12 grand. So just be aware of that. But other than that, let's take a look at how our harvests did in terms of soy and carrots. So, soybeans, 289,000. When we get this price in June, we are going to be doing A-OK on cash. That's going to be. I mean, that's gonna be like $350, almost $400,000, which we really need the money for. So I'm excited about that. And then also, if we go, it's actually way down at the very bottom. Carrots, 128,000 liters, which isn't really worth a lot because if you multiply, if we sold them at 157, let's just see here, 157 times 128, we're looking at 20,000 bucks, which is really small for that amount of yield. But I do want to put them into a food preserve factory and actually make some good money that way. So that is the eventual plan, to do that. So we may do that this episode. You guys, if we did, you guys would probably see it on the thumbnail. But anyhow, there is one reason I brought you guys back in December, and that was because this showed up. This is the dream mower right here that we want. And we're going to buy it. I think we just have to. We can barely afford it, but we're going to buy it. We have to take out a small loan to pay for other stuff. We'll do that. But we probably don't need GPS on. We're just gonna hire a worker. But this one will do the windrowing and everything for us, so we don't have to worry about any of that anymore. Now, I don't believe if there's a bigger mower, we might not do that, but I don't think there really is. Mowers. Can't remember how wide these guys go. Let's see. Actually, that's a good question. 9.2, so not quite 10 meters. Those are pretty close, though. That's actually cheaper. That's a tough call, actually. I did think we were gonna buy that, but I honestly 168,000, almost 170. Now that's a great deal for that. So if we need to buy it, we need to do it now. That's a standard one, so we don't need that because I think ours does. Ours is definitely much wider. Yeah, so we don't need that guy. But no, so for not very much more, or for not very much for not very much more, we just get this guy. Which the only benefit to this is yes, 10 meters is great, but theoretically speaking, our current windrower, this guy, does 20. Basically, we're taking 20 meters of stuff and putting it into one row. So I actually think we're gonna hold off because eventually, yeah, I think I talked myself out of it. We can eventually do a windrower, and I think that'll be better anyways, and then we can get rid of that stuff. So let's just hold on to what we got now, and that'll be good because we need that money up there, I think, for what I want to do later, which I will talk to you guys. Is this still filling up? No. Occasionally it will close up, and I'm trying to get more water in it. There we go. But yeah, otherwise, everything else is going well. So I will sell this building off soon. We're still making silage. I did sell off our last bit of flour that we had in full pallets, at least. This guy down here oh, it's already sold off now. So actually I can sell this building off now, which is great. But I sold 71,000 liters of flour for $50,201. And I sold 450,000 liters of silage for another 85,000. So that was great there. But that's really the only things that have kind of happened off camera. Otherwise, I'm going to bring you guys back in the spring. I think what we're going to do this year, looking at it, I want to change it up a little bit. So I want to do some sunflowers. I want to plant them in March. So that way they're ready by October. So everything still is harvest ready at the same time. I think that'll be better that way. Actually, honestly, we could probably I actually might just plant them in April because then they'll be ready in November, and that'll kind of split it up a little bit. So we can have both of our harvests working on the grain harvest and then have them do the sunflowers. Now with that, we do have a corn header, so that won't be a big issue. So I don't want to do a big field. So I might do like this field, sunflowers, and then these two. Honestly, I'm leaning towards soy again. I think that soy is just kind of the profit way to go right now, and it's easy to do for precision farming and everything. So I think soy here. Now, the other thing too I actually should mention is up here I was working about plowing in this field. There is we're just gonna have to hold off. This may go on the back burner. We may get some factories and some other stuff upgraded before we put this field in. To be fair, this is enough for us to do right now anyways with what we have on our farm. But the reason being there's a lot of stuff that has to be kind of terraformed around to kind of get this to fit in. And I think that this is going to be probably a couple $100,000 project to get that field put in, which we will make that money back, no problem, but we just need to hold off for now, I think. So that's what I got. I will bring you guys back in probably in the spring when it's time to do some planting. Oh, and our cows are slowly gaining what they need to do. They're reproducing now. They're full health, full everything. I'm going to put some more water in there in a second, and then I've been slowly just putting feed in there as we get it. So that's what I got. So I'll see you guys in the spring. All right, I know it's just January, but I am working on trying to get a setup so we can start making some preserved food and have some space for a factory. So we are actually going to go and have a meeting with a construction company and development company about that. So we'll head out this way. So first I'll show you kind of something. So this construction company is not necessarily new to the area. They have been around helping for a little bit, but they finally set up like a permanent headquarters, and they partnered with another business that was added a while ago in here. So right up over here, if you remember, in this little chunk of land here was Ram Road Construction. Well, Ram Road Construction upgraded to a permanent space, and they intentionally upgraded into the specific space because they could work and have enough space to work with another company that is now right next to them. So we're going to drive out there and take a look at their new locations. But this is a new construction company. It is Noah's Construction. So Chief Noah left a... oh gosh, I don't know what I even hit there. Boy. So Chief Noah left a comment, said, "Hey, Farmer Cop, I have an idea of a construction company to help build the city as time goes on, also help local businesses build and upgrade, as well as local farms if they need a new shed or house, anything built. It would be a father-son business to help everyone grow in the future." And they were actually the company that we hired to build our silo, which worked out really well, and they did a really good job. So I was happy with their work, so I want to hire them again. The backstory that Chief Noah gave was Father Noah and son Dennis started the construction business 10 years ago to succeed in building industry, and they heard of a new little place where people might need help. So they sold their house and land back in Canada to move to the U.S. to continue their company. Sorry, I can't make turns and do this. To continue their company, hoping there is land for sale and hope to find a great place to build and meet the people. Hope you like the idea and awesome videos. Thank you, Chief Noah. I like it. I know it's been a while since you commented that, but we finally added it in. So right here, we have Noah's Construction. And then just past them, we have the new location for Ram Road Construction. So they work close together. They do, oh gosh, I didn't mean to drive through all their bushes like that. They do development and everything like that together, but we have a meeting here at the construction company. So basically the way they do it is obviously Ram Road Construction has a contract with the government here to build roads and everything like that and maintain them. So they've been doing a lot of that sort of work and making a lot of money doing that. From the local government, so that's been good for them, their business. And now, since they have all the equipment for excavating and stuff like that due to their road work, they partnered with Noah's Construction to do all the excavating and pre-work on the land before Noah's Construction comes in and finishes it off and builds stuff on it. So now these guys are kind of a tag team of developers in the area, and they're doing a great job. And I think they're planning to develop more stuff. So okay, oh, perfect. All right, I'm going to go in and have a meeting with them, and then, yeah, I'll meet you guys out here in just a few minutes. Okay, I was in there for a while, and, well, we have signed a deal. We are going to pay them $110,000. I'll tell you why in a second. But they showed me on a map, and we talked everything over, and we got a nice location figured out. So I'm actually going to drive out there and show you guys kind of what is going to happen. Show you the piece of land and kind of my plans with it and working with these two lovely companies. That was another part of their location. They like being next to the sawmill. And this is kind of an industrial district anyways. But yes, we're going to head out this way. Make sure there's no cars coming on the highway. And probably shouldn't be hitting the guardrails, but it's fine. Everything's great. So, right along here. And our farm is out that way, as you can see. And eventually our farm may actually hook up into this road. We may put an entrance right in here somewhere. We have to get that taken care of. So right kind of here, this area in between these two orange barriers, well, a little bit more than that. Let me go into the main menu here on the actual map and show you. So this chunk of land, chunk 30, we are going to, I know you can ignore the crazy price down here. It is owned by the construction company right now. I don't know what they paid for it. But here's the deal. They are going to clear all the trees off of it, and they're going to make money off of the lumber. That's part of the deal. And we are going to pay $60,000 for that whole chunk of land. And then we're going to pay them an additional $50,000 for them to set up part of it for development. So they'll take care of all the permits to make sure everything's set up for industries and everything like that. So it's all industrial zone, and they'll make sure that's all squared away, and they'll do a development on it. They are giving us a deal on the land. Yes, they're getting wood off of it, so they're probably going to end up breaking even on what they paid for the land anyways. But at the same time, the reason they're giving us a deal is because any buildings or anything we do on the land or any development, we have to pay them for. So we pay them kind of a flat rate of whatever we need to get done. But what they're going to do, so if I go into build mode here, this area all the way down to the edge of the land on the back, this chunk that's currently kind of fenced off, to start with, they are going to flatten that, get that all developed for us, get it all smoothed out, put some nice concrete down, and everything like that, and get all of that done. That's what the $50,000 fee is to get all that landscaping done. So we don't have to pay to landscape this. They're going to do all that for us. I mean, we are paying for it. It's going to be 50 grand. And they're going to clear all the trees and everything off of this. And then as we need to develop further, we still own all this land. So if we want to expand, we can expand further, and we can pay them to do that. So they'll put an entrance on here. I believe they'll put the entrance right here where this little setup is. Obviously, they have the contract with the city to keep going with the construction of the roadway, but they're going to come do all that. They said as soon as spring hits, they'll start construction on it and start getting that going. So that's all good to go. We just have to wire them the money, which we're going to do right now. And there we go. We have wired them the money. They have that all set and good to go for us. And then ideally, we will pay for them to build us a preserved food factory, which we can't afford at this time, but we are on our way to land development and getting the money set up to do that because we're going to make a lot of money off of that. In the future, too, I think the other thing I'd like to make money off of is maybe doing some like clothing and stuff like that. We even could get our own BGA set up, which would be kind of nifty. I know we have a contract with the other BGA, but oh gosh, and we're pretty much their sole supplier, and they actually say that we're producing more silage than they're going through, but they did agree to buy everything we have. So it would be nice to maybe give them a little bit of a break at some point. They have plenty of storage and stuff, so they're not too worried about it, but at the same time, they are producing a lot of electricity there and doing all that, and we could be part of that business, which would be kind of nice since we have a really robust setup to make silage. So that's our plan right now. So those are a couple new businesses and everything happening. But for the time being, I'm just going to head back to the farm, and I'm just going to relax until, well, and take care of the cows. Obviously, that'll be my winter job. But just kind of wait until it's time to do some spring planting. That's kind of what we have to wait for. We will be selling some planks at some point as well soon, and I'm excited about that. So we'll get some more money from that, and we'll be selling some more silage off as well soon, which is great too. So yeah, let me know what kind of factories and stuff do you guys think would be good for us to invest in. I think clothing would be good. I think I'd want to do it not with sheep, but I want to do it with cotton. So if we had to invest in cotton, obviously that's going to be quite a ways down the road because that's a significant investment, but that'll be more kind of a later game type thing. But I think for now, preserved food would be really good for us. I know soup makes a little bit more money, but I just did a lot of soup in Zelanka, so I think I want to go the preserved. Keep getting stuck there. The preserved food route. I think that'll be a little bit better for us. But anyhow, I will see you guys in spring when we start getting some planting done, or maybe after planting's done. I'm not sure, but I'll see you guys later on. It is spring. Spring has sprung on No Man's Land, and well, everything's doing good for the most part. Cows are still going good, cooking along. We are going to plant again soy, and sunflowers here. So sunflowers are going to get planted right away, then soy and soy right after that. Well, no, I think I'm just going to wait until next month. That's right, we talked about this, so I can harvest sunflowers in a different month. But yes, so soy, sunflowers, corn, obviously, for silage, carrots, and, well, our grass is over there. So that's what we got. But in the meantime, we have a new thing to go take a look at, and I am loading carrots for a reason. So you probably are guessing what we have going on. That output is really high up off the ground, which is kind of interesting to see. But anyhow, we're almost done loading our carrots that we got. Eventually, maybe. All right, there we go. That took a while. Okay, yeah, so we're just going to loop around this way. We're going to kind of drive across some land to kind of cheat a little bit, but we do have our first factory. We have a preserved food factory. So what happened? How did I afford that? It was actually only 110,000. I thought it was 135, but that's the soup factory. That's that much. So I ended up over the winter time, I sold 300,000 liters of silage for 57 grand, and I sold all the planks we had, which was 68,000 liters, for another 95,200. Because we have contracts for both of those with people to be able to get those out and good to go, which is great. So having sold all of that wonderful stuff, over there you can see in the distance, we have a lovely preserved food factory, which we paid the contractors to build, and they did a lovely job over here. Now you can see that little divot in the land on the right-hand side of the food factory. That's kind of my fault when I placed it. I mean, when they built it. Obviously, they built it, but you know what I mean. Anyhow, so it doesn't look great. So I wanted it to be kind of snugged up against there, but I guess I should have left it more space. That's kind of on me, but it does look a little terrible there. And those orange things I can't get rid of, so I'm just going to uninstall that mod to get rid of those orange barriers. But yeah, the landscaping used to look better, but it looks terrible right now, so I apologize. That's definitely my fault. But anyhow, let us dump our carrots off. I'm assuming this will take all of them. All right, and we should be able to go around to here and open it up. Preserved food carrots, so 100 to 60, perfect, so that'll work. It's going to go through theoretically 24,000 a month, so this should actually cook through this pretty quick. This is, I hope this is worth it. 1 to 6, so hold on. So basically, 100 carrots is how much? Let's do some quick math with you guys in here. 100 carrots, if we sold them at 157, so that would be that'd be $15.70 per 100 carrots. Now, what about 60 preserved carrots? Those down here too? No, they're up a little bit ways. Where are the preserved carrots? There's so many things in here. We're getting close. Preserved carrots at 8. Okay, 811 is pretty good. The current prices are actually, yeah, that's pretty good. Okay, 811. So 811 divided by 1,000 times 60. Okay, so that's $48 now we're getting for the carrots. So 48 per 100, so 48 times 10. So now instead of, basically we're selling the carrots now for $486 per 1,000 liters, which is great. which means we're gonna get like 60 grand off of what we made this year alone. So that's great. Did I activate that? No, let's activate that. So that is fantastic. I would love to make that sort of money off of these. So we'll leave that to storing. That's totally fine. We have carrots underway. And that is going to be the end of the episode. If you guys enjoyed, please drop a like down below. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button up on the screen to join the Farmer Cop channel. Turn your notification bell so you don't miss any future videos that I may post. This has been Farmer Cop. Thank you guys for coming and for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.